So obviously with Brodin going down, and we've seen it, like he's wearing a cast right now. Russo made it pretty clear right away that, yeah, the 10-game, 24-day threshold is going to be hit. He'll end up on IR. That's a big problem for a stretch here. Yeah. What is the real move? Like, how do you want to see this blue line deployed? Obviously, knowing that apparently John Hines either has like something that Merrill's holding against him. I don't know if there's blackmail or if he's just bad enough of a coach that he thinks John Merrill is a good defenseman. But what are we doing here?
Yeah, and this is like one of those. I feel like this scenario. I mean, it can potentially be a disaster for several reasons, but one of them being like this is where the whole like, hey, this guy's new to the team, doesn't have as good a grip on all of the players as obviously Dean Evison would. Like in this situation, you're like, okay, well, Mermis looked good, Hunt looked fine, Merrill has been a problem. I mean, I'm not going to assume like Hines doesn't know anything about any of those players, but he's probably looking at John Merrill like, all right, well, he's got.
Oh, dude, Mermis played a good game. And then the very next game, they're like, oh, we got to bench someone. Let's put Goligoski and Merrill in as a pair and Mermis, see you later.
Right.
How can you watch the games that have been
Can you hear my roommate's dog?
Yeah. Oh,
he's
you're my roommate.
He's a lunatic.
And he's having fun.
Every time she leaves the apartment, he just any noise, and it doesn't help our fucking upstairs neighbor They run around like I think they're doing sprints at this point, and he loses it. Like he's been going for half an hour. This is unbelievable. I'm going to snap, but I don't actually really know what the ideal pairs are. This is crazy. This is unbelievable. I'm gonna lose my mind. I can't. There's no one outside. There's no one there. Oh my God. I'll ask you for while I lose my goddamn marbles. What is your, first of all, the ideal pairs? Like, I don't even know what the right combination really is, because at this point, what I want to figure out is what's going to get the most out of like Faber still without Brodin, because he still looked.
You know what? Fine. Everyone's worried about Brodin, or about Faber. That's the least of my concerns, dude. I think he was doing his thing even when Brodin was not playing well. I'm way more worried about the continued performance of Middleton, because since he got put back with Spurgeon, they've been a solid pairing. I want them to stay together. As far as who you stick Faber with, next man up, I don't even know. Personally, I think Mermis, but that's very up for discussion, because you're looking at the remainder there. So we got our top three, let's call it. The next three are going to be sifted out between Goligoski, Hunt, Merrill, Mermis, and Bogosian. So which two of them are sitting? Because you don't bring up Hunt and Mermis to not play, do you? Or is that their ploy? Are they? Well, no, that wouldn't even make sense, because that's not going to get you high enough. It's not an LTIR play. So yeah, like why bring them up and then not do anything with them?
Yeah. I mean, that you wonder about them having a little bit of a rotation between those guys. Like the one thing I also want to bring this up, last game, Bogosian was unbelievable. Like, I tweeted out, I was like, this guy came back from injury, probably still hurt, blocked a million shots, was just like tackling everybody, played like 20 minutes, and was like doing great. And I was just like, this guy, maybe he just needs to have like a knock, as they say. And he's just like all of his things, like, yeah, no, I'm nasty. Oh God. So in that case, really, because I think obviously Bogosian's in, like he's in. And like you said, like Middleton and Spurgeon, like Middleton's got his swagger back. He's been so good with him. It's been like I think that we said this last week. Since really, I guess right either as Hines was coming in, maybe right before, I can't even remember, but it's like his best stretch of hockey, like in the NHL for a while. like activating offensively, all that, like defensively solid, obviously. But so I want that pair for sure. And like you said, I really am not all that concerned about who Faber is going to be playing with, I guess.
At
So
all.
I'm more concerned, like, all right, what do we want that third pair to be?
Yeah,
You know,
how
like,
can we minimize damage down there? I don't hate the play Mateo just dropped of throwing Hunt with Bogosian. That could be fun.
yeah. That, you know what, Lynn? And oddly enough, I'm not even really concerned about like Hunt or Mermis. It's like it's crazy because we're sitting here. Well, I mean, actually, at this point, with even the small sample size we've had from the younger guys, like it's actually really not that crazy. That the ones I'm most concerned about finding the right pair would be either Merrill or Goligoski, just with how things have gone, like this year, and I mean, really last year, and probably even maybe like a little longer than that. So I'm kind of looking at it like, either Faber with Hunt and then Mermis with Bogosian, or vice versa, or like swap those. I don't know.
I like it the other way, but I'm good either way. But I love, and I understand that there is some logic to this, but it's just so funny to me that they're like, yeah, Middleton and Spurgeon are playing really well together, but we really want to make sure that Faber's playing with someone good, even though he's proven that he can fucking carry a pairing himself. Let's put Middleton with him because, you know, Spurgeon and Goligoski, a year and a half ago, they played together a couple times, so they've got a really good rapport.
They hang out all the time. They're always hanging. The families are just, they're just, you know, on off days, they're hanging out.
But like, that's the rationale for why they split up Spurgeon and Middleton. It's just like, yeah, Spurgeon and Goligoski naturally have that chemistry together. It's like, what?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. And really, the more we like kind of even talk about it out loud, with like, if they do use Hunt Mermis, I'm getting less and less worried about it. But I then get worried because I know that's not probably gonna be what ends up happening. Like having them both on the second and third pairs, I feel like it's gonna be like one of Hunt or one of Merrill and Goligoski, or both, for all we know, could be. And then that I'm like more worried about that. So no matter what, it's a fucking huge loss. Like, and it's not just IR, obviously, it's LTIR. And I mean, from the sounds of it, he'll well surpass that like minimum threshold for LTIR too. So like that's brutal. And even when he comes back, then you have, it's not like he just comes back like, all right, the problem's over. Like, so
well, I love how he's at like a team function for like a charity event or something with the cast on, and the team hasn't even released a statement about it yet. Like, no one's gonna fucking post that on the internet. Just like, did you see I don't know who posted the original video, but the 10K guys on Twitter found some video of a little kid wearing a Vikings jersey walking through like a Walmart with Justin Jefferson, and he just asked him like, hey, you gonna play this weekend? And he's like, yes, sir. And like, that was how they like announced. They're like, oh, by the way, this little kid just
he broke it.
That Jefferson will be playing this weekend. And then like a day later, it like finally got like officially posted, and it's like, God damn, like, how are you that far behind, lagged to what's posted on the internet in today?
Per source. Who's your source? I actually legally can't say because he is 9 years old.
Sources close to Justin Jefferson, like, oh, really? Like, it's no, like literally standing right next to him at
like
Walmart.
Physically, like in real life. Yeah.
Oh, it's just too good.